Leadership is not how people feel. Leadership is the architecture of the decisions you make while they observe you or while they're watching you. So, most of the leaders are hallucinating. Most of the leaders are hallucinating that if I'm if I am a nice boss, they'll respect me. They will start doing whatever I've given them. But you are wrong. You are destroying the very decision integrity by lifting heavy empathy tax. What does it prove? What does it convey? It conveys that you are the dangerous, I repeat again, you are the dangerous leader in the company. You are the dangerous leader in the company. So now, let us understand how this empathy tax is affecting you. And how the compass intervention can start mitigating it. What does it mean by empathy tax? It is the cost of hidden cost of pleasing people. That quietly bankrupts or collapses your decision integrity. Take an example that if empathy tax is a currency, empathy tax is a currency. So if you are spending empathy tax like a currency, by the time you come to high stakes meeting, you'll not be left with enough currency, or you'll be at down zero. So this empathy tax is the major portion of your energy chain. By the time you reach 2 p.m. in the second half, you will not be having enough energy, enough empathy to fulfill the high stake meetings. So one major point what you're supposed to understand, if you're having a high performing engineer or any employee of your organization, if he or she exhausts that whole empathy, the project just collapses. It just crashes. This is not a performance problem. This is architecture failure. So I'll give you a classic example now. If you are a sponge, if you are a sponge, if you're absorbing complaints, emotions, chaos, feelings, what does it mean? You are a sponge. You're not building the trust. You're not building the system. Leadership is that you owning the decision. You acting on your decision under uncertainty. Uncertainty. But are you doing it? Decision is that you telling it happened under my watch. I was there when it happened. You're not realizing output equals skill into direction minus empathy tax. So if you want to increase your output, the amount of empathy tax you're giving, it should be low, so that the skill and direction can increase. So what you're supposed to also realize is that a leader, he or she also will have a system, an operating system. You're supposed to understand here so it is very much needed. If you are a sponge, just understand in this way. If you are a sponge, you are not giving, avoiding tough feedback. Okay. What happens when you're avoiding tough feedback? You're also reducing the respect, the nice boss image. You're trying to safeguard your nice boss image. So it internally causes hidden problems. This internally collapses decision integrity. So if this is your compass behavior, if you are a compass, you are giving or owning decision. So directions are given. Means clarity. There is a clarity when you are giving decisions. Okay. Internally, it creates respect. So after that, what happens? Internal decision integrity increases. So as a leader, your very job is to make sure so it is to make sure, okay, that you standing for owning the decision. Andy Grove of Intel, he has never built that nice boss image. Charlie Munger of Berkshire Hathaway is like a closest buddy of Warren Buffett. Most of you might be known. So they didn't build a system on a faulty decision integrity. They built objective architecture and decision infrastructure. So here, what we are supposed to also observe or understand, realize that if you are a compass, if you are a compass, you will give a clear direction, your clear thought, clarity. It starts leading into impact, real impact. Then it starts leading into strengthening of decision integrity. If you are a sponge, if you are a sponge, you're just absorbing your team's chaos, feelings, emotion. Chanakya said, Chanakya has said, have emotion, don't become emotional. Means you should be rational. You need to start prioritizing the emotional factor. When am I supposed to send this much of empathy? If you're spending your empathy all along, empathy, then how you're going to compensate the high stake meetings? How it will be compensated? Leadership is always you owning the decision that matters. You being a nice boss, you being that nice boss, just gives a dangerous leader image. Now let us understand, or you tell me, when was the last time you had this 2 p.m. burnout? So, I want to give you one situation now. I want to give you a situation now. What you would do in this situation? What you would do in this situation? Just try to also tell me. You are a mid senior level manager or like a director at an organization. So, one of the employee wants to convey you that she's not feeling the motto or the purpose in the team, because she's feeling that the environment, no, it is being more problematic, hidden problems, chaos. The team is not seeing the vision. So, what you would do in this situation? Tell me what you would do in this situation. So, if an employee comes and tells you that how you would react, would you react in a subtle way? What is your observation? Again, you are supposed to remember output. If he or she is giving the output, so that means it is skill into direction minus empathy tax. So if you want more output from the party, so it's skill and direction, empathy tax should be reduced. How you would tell that other person? How you would tell that other person? Yes, we are having a slight hiccup. So here, how does it matter? So leadership is always that the decisions you have taken. So leadership is always the decisions you have taken. Many of the time, an average leader or a weak leader says, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure will only come when they were not ready. When they were not ready, you gave them promotions. They were just individual contributors. They are just individual contributors. You happen to give them that responsibility. They were not ready. So here you're automatically making them to be a nice boss. That nice boss image is spoiling. Take an example. There was a delay of a project. You go to the team member. You tell to the team member A, B, C, I'm going through a tough time. I know that you're going through tough time. Do you want some time? Okay, how can I help you with your personal problem? You're spoiling the whole team culture. Leaders build culture. Leaders literally build culture. If you are feeling I lose my nice boss image, that is not working out. Actually, you're just spoiling the very culture. Culture is important in the whole company. Culture drives results. If you're feeling that maybe a little bit you want an extra support or like you want extra relaxation, I'll give you one more day off, 1 week off. You're being a nice boss. You're the dangerous boss, actually. You're also a dangerous leader for an organization. If there was a delay, how would a compass leader would do? I saw the report was delayed by a week. The delayed decision, the delayed results have derailed our momentum. From now onwards, I need the reports by X date. From now onwards, I need the reports by X date. So you're making a firm decision. You're giving a strong instruction. So that is changing the whole ball game. You're moving from a sponge which absorbs everything, what not, but you're becoming sponge to compass, which gives direction, which has clarity. Okay, so here what I'm supposed to worry about, I'm supposed to worry nothing because I am firmly acting on my decision integrity. My decision integrity is growing every time. My command signal is up. My influence is up. I want to give you one more situation. I want you to tell me what you would do in this situation. So this is you are a mid senior level or like director level official in an organization. If that one manager or like the person who is reporting below to you happens to derail the project, okay, derail the outcome, anything. This I don't want to name the company, but this is one of the top FMCG company. Okay, you might be knowing this one company. It has a great presence across India. So as you are the leader of that company, one person below to you or two level below to you happens to make a big blunder. So now what you do? You're supposed to tell that person how you will make the other person, how you will handle the situation. You tell me what you would do, your plan of action or CTA, call to action. What is it? What is your plan of action? How would you deal with it? Will you take meetings? If you're taking meetings, as per recent report, 70% of meetings are useless. There is a report which says from multiple recognized institutes, conferences, DDI, IMD report, Gartner report, which says the burnout is very much true. The team is losing trust, very much true. The narration architecture is failing, very, very much true. The University of Stanford has told, SHRM has told, DDI has told, Gartner has told, IMD has told, all these institutes have told. The burnout is true. Team losing trust is true. When you start consistently work on this compass behavior, it starts changing. every time it starts changing. The compass behavior is very much required. If you're a sponge, architect in you will die. So you should understand your call of action. The call to action is compass behavior. It is not sponge behavior. Every time it matters. When decision increases, okay, respect also increases. How? You're giving direction, clear direction, clarity in direction. Automatically, there is a real impact. So, driving results is easy. So, leadership always works on the architecture. If the architecture is leaking, so after 2 p.m. to be burned out. You're burned out actually. You don't know how to perform. You don't know what to say. You can't even think. You're burned out. So if the architecture is failing, eventually you will lose command and vision. Command and vision is not there. So leadership always means decision ownership. Decision ownership and accountability. Now you tell me that I will commit to being a compass for this whole week. I'll be the compass. So you should remember that decision leadership is not how people feel. It is about architecture of decision you make while they are watching you. That means that you owning the decision, you taking accountability of the decision, you laying the foundation for the rewards with. So you always need to become compass, not a nice boss. Not nice boss. Compass. So always try becoming a compass. That is the objective. We'll meet in the next week. Chief Architect of Leadership Architecture, Leadership Infrastructure also.